Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Recently I was working on my mobile app and I ran into a problem with one of the inputs not behaving correctly. Basically, when I tap on the input and then press the delete character button or backspace, the input itself just disappears. And of course, I couldn't leave my app in that state, so I decided to fix this bug with the help of AI. Most of the time I use Claude AI, so I explained the problem to it, gave all the necessary context, including logs for each state, like when component appears, focusing on it, and so on. And I asked to fix the actual bug. Right away, I'll admit, I kind of knew what the root of the bug was, but I didn't want to spend much time on it, so I decided to rely on the LLM. So AI made some changes, told me that everything should be already working fine, and I could test it. I checked it and the problem was still there, so I explained to AI that the bug was still happening despite the changes. It made another fix and nothing changed. At that point, I paused a bit and I asked Claude to add more logs to every action so that I could understand the state of the component across its life cycle. After 1, 2, 3 more iterations, the changes became so many that they started spreading beyond just this component into other places that used this component. Then Claude decided that I should add another state to the parent component, and this would definitely solve the issue. But the bug was literally still in the same place, and in some cases the component's behavior even became more unstable. And honestly, after 5 or 6 iterations, I completely gave control over this problem to the AI and stopped following what exactly it was doing. And I felt like a person playing slot machines, losing again and again and again, but with that feeling that the jackpot is just one step away, so you can't just stop. So because I had already spent so much time that it felt like just one more iteration and the bug will finally be fixed. Okay, after about 30 minutes of trying, I fully rolled everything back to the initial state and started digging into the problem myself. First, I checked whether the component behaved correctly when it appeared, then whether the input value was set after updates, and then I checked whether deleting the value worked correctly after pressing the backspace button. And then I looked at my code and I was like, what the hell? Instead of using the standard delete backward method of UI text field from UIKit, my code had some modified custom implementation. I immediately understood that this was completely wrong, so I just called this built-in delete backward method, and even before running the app, I was 100% sure that this would fix the problem. And that is exactly what happened. So, to summarize, I spent around half an hour gambling with AI, then had to roll everything back, turn my brain on, debug the problem, and find what was most likely the correct and reliable solution. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot or shouldn't use LLMs to fix bugs. I actually think this tool often helps you understand the cause of a problem pretty quickly. But for myself, I realized that if I feel that I'm giving up control over my code and just relying on AI because I've already gone too far, then that is a very dangerous path, and it's better to stop right there. And I really think that this kind of reliance on AI, especially in such context, when you stop thinking, literally makes me dumber and lazier. After that experience, I became much more critical to myself about how I use LLMs, and more precisely, not about the LLM itself, because it's just a tool, but about myself. Because it is a psychological problem, more like a discipline issue. I also noticed one very interesting thing. Every time I solve the problem by myself, or when I create a plan for the LLM and carefully control the process, or when I refactor code, write tests, slowly read documentation before any implementation, then I feel really good morally. Because I feel that it's me who decides what to do, how to do, and why to do it in that particular way. And in practice, this approach turns out to be much more reliable than just relying on the changes that LLM makes. And honestly, I'm very curious to know your thoughts on this topic. Let me know in the comments if you notice similar patterns in yourself, and if yes, please let me know how you deal with them. Thank you friends for watching this video. If it was helpful or interesting for you, please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one!